Hey guys, what's up? This is Jason, and here's a video on Planetary tips. Now, I know I've made some tip videos before, but I want to try to make them more frequent because every week they're updating this game, and every week they change things here or there. And so things that worked a month ago probably don't work anymore, so I want to try to keep you guys up to date on what changes are going on and how to best play the game and, some quick tips that I've found while playing. So, along the lines of Planetary tips. So when you first start out, these are some basic things you want to know whenever you're on a planet. Now, some people are going to know this automatically, so don't worry about that, but there might be a couple tips in here you don't know yet. First thing you want to do is I always try to scan stuff. Whenever you see a mineral that says that has analyze and there's question marks around it, that means there is a secondary item or secondary resource in that mineral. So all you got to do is scan it. So we know it has ferrite dust, but it has something else in it. So let's scan it and see what else it has on it. So scan it. And now we know it has uranium. So now, along with ferrite dust, we're going to get uranium as well whenever we break this thing. Oh, don't shoot it. Use your mining beam on it, probably. That'd probably work better. But you'll get ferrite dust and you will get uranium. Usually the secondary element you don't get very much of. Like I got 41 ferrite dust out of that. How much uranium did I get? Probably like 8. Oh, I got 2. Okay. So it won't give you very much of that secondary mineral or the resource, but uranium is really useful. So usually that second resource is very useful. I don't do it for everything. Like right here it says salt and there's no question marks. That means you know for sure you're going to get salt. There's no need to analyze this thing. You're just going to get salt out of it, so you're good to go. Oh, man, I'm on an extreme planet. I need to recharge my exosuit. So, along those lines, whenever you're recharging your equipment, whether that is your hazard protection, your life support, your multi-tool, anything like that, you want to use the most condensed resource. What I mean by condensed resource, I mean instead of using, let's say for my hazard protection, it won't go down. Okay, for my life support, I can use oxygen or I can use dioxide. Notice how dioxide is less. I need 2 dioxide or 5 oxygen. You want to use dioxide because it uses less resources, so it's more of a condensed thing. You can stockpile more. Same thing for your hazard protection. You can use sodium or you could use sodium nitrate. And sodium condenses into sodium nitrate, I believe, 2-to-1. And that is for most technology. So the way you do that is once you get to a certain point in the story, I believe it's early on, like one of the first hour or so, you can make a portable refiner. And so I will always plop down a portable refiner as soon as I have the stuff for it. So let's do metal plating. I will set a portable refiner out, especially when I'm mining materials anyway. And you could condense your materials down. So, if I wanted sodium nitrate, I'd pop a sodium in there. And it goes 2-to-1. So every 2 sodium makes 1 sodium nitrate. It saves you space, and it also uses less when you recharge your technology. So it's definitely worth doing that, you guys. And that's for anything. If you notice any material you can use to recharge a technology, you could probably condense it down and make it cost less. So definitely big thing. It saves you space. It saves you materials. There's no reason not to do it. Another big tip when you're running around collecting resources is you'll get your terrain manipulator early on in the game. And by default, you'll see it has a radius right there. If you press left and right on the D-pad if you're on console, it has a small radius, but you can change the size of it. This is huge because the smaller the radius, the more resources you get. It'll use more fuel, so it'll use more fuel to burn through, but you'll get more resources out of whatever resource you're getting. So the smaller it is, the more resources you get, but it uses more fuel. Like my fuel is going down like crazy. I'm at 70% almost already. And if you go up, it'll destroy more. It'll give you less materials, but it'll get rid of it faster. So it's always, always, always in your interest to go as small as you can. Go all the way to the left, and you'll get the most resources out of a deposit. Always, always, always do that, you guys. So, with that being said, you also want to make sure you're making room for that. So you're also condensing all your materials. That way you can have a lot of room. And the other thing I would say is if you don't know what the shoulder boost is, everyone probably should know this. But if you attack with the, on Xbox, it's the right bumper, you do a punch. But if you are running, you punch and boost. So you punch and then boost. You do a shoulder boost, and so you can actually go faster. And it is insane how much faster you go. So it's definitely something you should be using if you're not using now. Alright guys, and along with the shoulder boost... Alright, thank you, game. Along with the shoulder boost, if you don't know how to use signal boosters, they are a huge benefit to you. So if you build a signal booster, and it's in the tutorial of the game, so once you have it, the biggest part is don't forget it. I don't think I've... maybe 200 or 300 signal boosters are randomly spread across planets because I have plopped it down, used it, and then just walked away because I'm that smart. But you want to keep one in your inventory just because if you pop one down on a planet, you can look for stuff, and it is amazing how much it gives you. So if you don't have any data to use, you can just locate nearby structures. That'll usually give you either a building or a distress signal, something like that. But if you input, Decipher also gives you a drop pod, so you can upgrade your exosuit slots. That's very useful early on when you're trying to maximize your slots. The one that's really important to me is input data, which takes 1 navigational data. If you do that, they give you the choice of getting a scanning for secure frequencies, a distress signal, a habitable outpost, or an artifact. Those are amazing because if you search for a secure frequency, that'll give you a mining facility more than likely. And those are how you get recipes for building stuff, building different items in-game that you can sell or that you can use. So that's very useful, especially if you want to earn a lot of money real fast. Use scan secure frequencies to get mining facilities. That way you can get recipes. Distress signals is usually for a crashed ship. Now, you can get just a normal distress signal with no ship. You can get a ship. You can also get a crashed freighter. And that'll give you materials and items, which is really good. Habitable outposts, usually the building's either a minor settlement or a trading outpost or things like that. Or just buildings that are vacant buildings that you can go into and hide from the elements. Scanning for artifacts will get you to alien artifacts, like an alien monolith. It could even almost point you towards a portal if you're lucky. So that's why I think that the navigational data is the most important thing to use, especially early on when you're trying to get stuff. So hopefully you guys liked these few tips for planets. If you did, hit that like button for me, and if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading tip videos all the time. I'm uploading story videos all the time, so I'll see you guys next time.